Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Just Glow podcast. I'm your host, Gloria Velez. I'm now doing a segment on my podcast called Your Take, My Take. And we're talking about issues in the industry, issues, worldly issues. And my returning special guest, Paul Anthony.
What's
Yay!
going on, Lady Glow? How are you?
I'm very blessed. And yourself?
Yeah, I am blessed too. I heard the last one we did got a lot of positive reactions. So, it was so nice we had to do it twice.
I had to bring you back. I mean, it literally went viral yesterday, today, the day before.
Really?
So it's
That's what's
good.
up.
Yes, yes.
Well, that's
And there's
real good.
different, yeah, we got positive and of course some negative. I mean, obviously that comes with you
Sure,
putting
sure.
yourself out there and telling your truth in your story, you know?
That's it. That's it. That's it.
And I know it's hard to believe sometimes in our industry what we really go through. We're really human beings and we do feel, and
Come on.
there's a lot of craziness that goes on behind the scenes and in front
Yep.
as well. Just people are just blinded of the fact of what really they're seeing. They're in
Yeah,
denial.
yeah. Right. They're in denial. They want the real, but not. It's
Right,
okay. We
right.
gotta we
It's
gotta
not.
feed them. Just gotta feed them.
We do the truth and spoon feed
Hmm.
them because I don't think they're really
Right.
prepared for it all. Literally, they're
No,
not.
not the whole thing, not the whole thing. So let's get into it. And then when we
Yes.
done, I'll finish off with the song. You know how I got to do, but let's just get right into it.
Yes, yes, I love your voice and I've always loved to hear you sing. Okay,
So good.
first topic I want to discuss about that went
Hmm.
viral actually.
Mm.
Footage of an ex NFL player, Zac Stacy, beating his ex-girlfriend in
Yeah,
front of their 5-month-old son.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, they caught him and he's in jail. I'm not for sure what charges or how long he's in jail for. But
Yeah.
I would like to know your intake first as a man, when you saw
Man,
this video, how did you feel?
you know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I read it and I saw some still photos of it, but I really didn't want to look at the video. So I haven't really
Right,
looked at the video. What I read enough was enough. I didn't have to go see it. It's not like, oh my God, I need to. No, no, I didn't have to see that.
right.
What we as men sadly mistaken to think is that, just because she belongs to us and just because she's dedicated to us, just because she honored us,
Mhm.
don't mean we own it. You
Yeah, but it's
understand?
not belonging.
Yeah,
It's a mutual
right,
connection that you agree to love each other. But I don't
right,
own you, you don't own me.
right.
I
Well,
think
that's what I
that's
mean.
where the lines cross. Yeah.
Right, that's what I mean. This difference between own and belong. Like my love belongs to you, and you belong to me. In terms of love, I rewrite the English dictionary all the time, but then we get it twisted because then you think we own that. I mean, I've
Right.
never, I've never put my hands on a woman ever, and I think for me, I credit that to my dad because my dad, may he rest in peace. I've never ever seen him put his hands on my mother ever. You know what I mean? And
Amen. Yeah.
there's many
Yeah.
times where women have, because a woman's tongue sometimes is her weapon. You know what I mean? And use that, but still, don't
Yeah.
you got to have restraint. So I just can't agree with that. There's no reason why anybody should put hands on anybody. Period.
Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
No.
That's a great
Mm-mm.
intake. My take on it is,
Yeah.
I was reading, I actually saw the video. It brought me flashbacks, actually. It kind of
Hmm.
gave me a trigger. I've
Right.
been there in her position. I
Yep.
felt her pain. A lot of people, I saw a lot of comments stating that why was she so calm in that situation of him dangling or banging her against the TV and the TV
There's
fell
there's
was
a
because
reason.
because it happened before. This wasn't the first time. As someone
Yep.
that has been assaulted, has been abused,
Yep.
um, we learn to calm the situation, not to be loud, not to anger the person because it
Right.
enrages them and they become more violent.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, it
Exactly.
gets ugly for the person getting beat. So
That's
she was
right.
like, no, and we agree. We would say anything to make you stop. We would
Yep. It
agree. That's why
it
she was like, no, no.
exacerbates. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So all
I
these
no. Go ahead.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. No, you
No,
go.
I'm just saying a lot of these stupid comments that I was reading, she was too calm and this and that. And,
What?
you know, people react differently, obviously, to different types of abuse. Men do it too. I mean, women do it too. Women
Hmm.
abuse men as well. But we're talking this particular situation. she was beat before. This is not the first,
Okay.
situation of them,
No.
altercation of him putting hands on her. He did it too easily, right
Yeah,
there from the
yeah.
baby. The baby could have easily got hurt. I mean,
Oh yeah,
easily got hurt.
easily. And you don't know what you're gonna do once you're in this situation. You her modus operandi was probably, you know what, let me keep this calm so I don't exacerbate this thing and keep him calm.
Right,
You understand?
right,
You don't know the
right.
situation. And it kills me. People got their own opinion, but they talking shit from the sidelines. But
That's
if you've
right.
never been there, then
You
you're not
don't
qualified to
understand.
say. I tell
Right.
people before my musical ship came in, I was a social worker, you know, and I had
Beautiful.
I had 167 single mothers. So I was trained to observe and watch, nuances as they came for their face to face, which is a monthly visit to update their qualification. So you'd see this. Oh, I was trained to see this. So
Right.
it brought back triggers to me because I took that very personally because I mean domestic violence is it's a serious thing. So
Yeah,
you
and every
know
woman was different. They react different. Some cry, some are cryless. They're out of tears. Some
right.
become depressed, distraught. I mean,
Yep.
through my it's different types of abuse. I had, people that have physically been abusive to me,
Hmm.
mentally,
Hmm.
verbally,
There you go.
emotionally,
There you
and
go.
they're all very effective you differently. Some they
Right.
drain you spiritually, emotionally. It's super draining.
Right.
They take pieces of you that it's hard to get back, and it's a working
Mhm.
process. You know,
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's a good chance that she may have said something that triggered him. It does not make it right. It just
but
gives us
not
more
always.
understanding.
I want to tell
Right.
you through experience,
True, true,
when
true.
you are being abused, they will make any excuse. If they're mad, they had a bad day, they take it out on
Yeah,
you. You could
right,
be the perfect woman, cook clean, and when they walk through the door, you're fucking petrified because you're
right,
praying that he has a fucking good day. So
right.
there's no excuse whatsoever.
No,
I don't give a
n-
fuck what she
no.
says.
Right,
You
right.
shouldn't
Oh
put
no,
hands
that's
on
what I'm
anybody.
saying. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make it right. Okay, it
Right,
doesn't make it right. She probably says something to trigger him. It does not make it right. At the end of the
right.
day, no one puts hands on nobody. That's a fact. That's
Amen.
a fact.
Yeah,
It probably just
yeah.
caused certain things, but still, who knows? To do it at the level that he did, there may have been something festering inside. We don't know.
No, when
Nothing makes
someone
it right.
I feel
Mm-mm.
like through my experience and
Uh-huh.
through men want control, not all men, but the ones that are abusive, that are physical,
Uh-huh.
that's a controlling mechanism. Don't leave. No one's going to love you more than I do. A lot of them
Right.
say the same things. They do the
Right.
same things, kind of like a fucking pattern.
Sure. Sure.
We as women have
Hmm.
to know our limits, when
Right.
to be out. We have to, I mean, my limits were
Right.
extreme too at a certain point because when you love somebody, you tolerate so fucking much. You
Oh
want to
yeah.
show them that you love them.
Trust me.
And
Trust
yeah,
that.
and she just
I
had a
know.
baby. So when you just
Hmm.
have a baby, you don't want to have a failed relationship. You want the
Right.
man to be there, and then you feel we put it on our shoulders like, wow, now we don't have a family. Now I have a baby daddy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We
Hmm.
get all the stigmas, not the man, but the woman does.
Right.
Oh, you just got a
Right.
baby daddy. Well, was I supposed to stay? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh no. Absolutely, man. And once again, being a social worker, I've seen all kinds of stuff. I've seen men come in there with black eyes, cuts, the whole thing.
Yes,
And
women do it too.
they refuse to put their hands on her, and she knows that. And yet he's there with all. So it goes both
Damn.
ways. More often than not with women, of course. But still, in this situation, man, the fact that it's seen and everything, and now it's so if we all had crystal balls and know about the repercussions and the consequence of our actions, we may think twice because now he's facing probably 15 years in prison if it goes that far.
Yeah,
You
I think
understand?
most men that are abuse women usually get a slap in their hand, literally. And let me say this, because I this needs to be a fucking law. If
Mm-hmm.
a man has no patience for a woman and beats the woman, and still have rights to the child, I think you have no patience for a woman and you're actually beating your wife, your fiance, or your girlfriend in front of that child. I think you need to earn your rights to be back in that child's life because you
Oh, most
have the
definitely.
animosity, you have that hatred towards that woman,
Right.
and you want to possess them. So you take the anger out on the child. That's like
Right.
90% of the time that do. So the
Oh
child
yeah.
goes through, abuse
Hmm.
physically, emotionally, verbally. You bash the mother. It affects our children.
Oh yeah,
So,
big time,
and
big time. I can recall a situation where one came face to face, and I was able to see the whelps on her body and her face, and she tried to put makeup on, didn't work, and I watched him, his nuances, everything like that, and I had him arrested, okay, because I was able to see what's going on, and then he has supervised supervision to see his child.
Good.
Okay, because
Good.
even if
But
you
that
don't hurt
doesn't
the
always
child,
happen though.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it don't. No, that's why I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've seen the
Yeah.
worst of the worst, So in this situation, nothing explains, nothing excuses. At the end of the day, nothing excuses that. You got to have self-control.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that should be a law that they need to, if they're
Yeah,
that violent and it's
yeah,
proven, and I think they need to protect the child as well as the mother.
absolutely,
So let's go
absolutely.
on with another not so physical, like assault by Dani Leigh. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Dani Leigh and the baby.
Uh-huh.
So with this situation, they just
Here
had
we
a
go.
baby as well, another
Right,
baby as well, newborn,
right.
and supposedly she put hands on him. Supposedly, okay.
Here you go. Here we
So
go. Here we go.
that's not good. But I don't know if
Eh,
I believe that fully. Okay. So he was trying to
Well,
throw her out. Go ahead.
okay.
What
No,
is your
no. Yeah,
take on it? Because
okay.
because the scenario of what they're portraying out there was she went live around 3 o'clock,
Okay.
4 o'clock in the morning,
Right.
and he was trying to kick her and the baby out of the house.
Right. Okay. So
So
so let's define kick out of the house. So if he's
yes,
saying, I want you to go, I want you to leave, and he didn't put his hands on her, that's his right if it's his house. Okay? Because
yes,
he's probably trying to avoid confrontation. Based on that, based on from what they've investigated, based on that, she didn't like him doing that. So she put hands on him so she incited the physical right there. Okay?
right,
And that's why
right,
they've arrested her for simple assault because he didn't put
right,
hands on her. So
right.
that's why we got to be careful with that English language. We say kick that. Now he may have said
Yes,
get the hell out, get the fuck out, whatever it is. But if he
yes.
didn't put hands on her, then that's it. Then
No,
that's
I
it.
agree with that. I agree with that. I think it's
Hmm.
still, it was a toxic relationship at the beginning, obviously. He had
Exactly.
read when they were together, he just had a baby from another woman, and
Yep.
she knew,
Hmm. All
he
that.
reeks with me. I feel narcissist, his attitude, other confrontations he had with other people, hitting
Right.
fans. I just think that, coming in. I mean, she's young, so I get it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
fall in love with the wrong guys. You have a baby.
Right.
Not the best father as well. Obviously,
Hmm.
because who's going to kick their little infant out at 3 o'clock in the morning and say go to a hotel? You leave as
Right.
a man. You go to the hotel. You escort yourself and tell her, or you have people that work for you,
Right.
get her a flight to go home in the morning as a man.
Right.
But
Right. Right.
you
And
can
once
tell
it,
there was more to it than what's that night at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, waking your baby mama up and the baby like, get the fuck out my house.
right.
That's not,
Right.
that doesn't sound so kind to me,
No, 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 no. That's what I'm saying. We don't. Yeah. Once again, we don't know.
the
Nothing.
details.
Yeah. Right. And nothing makes it right for do that. But he didn't cross the line. He crossed the line spiritually and emotionally and energetically,
Yes.
but
Right.
lawfully she crossed the line, and that's
Right.
why that's why she went there. And
Allegedly.
and
Allegedly.
right,
Allegedly.
right. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you, it's not alleged. Do you know how many women, I've seen as a social worker and in life, feel they have the right to put their hands on that man because they know he's not going to put hands back on her. I've
Yeah,
that
I don't
that
believe in that
situation
either.
happens a whole lot, a whole
Yes,
lot.
I
You know
agree
what I
with
mean?
you with that. I agree with
Yeah,
you
yeah,
that. And I have two
right,
boys, so I mean, they
sure,
better call mama because I'm gonna come in and you know what I'm
right,
saying.
right. There you go.
You
That's
wa- you
girl on
you
girl.
want
That's cool.
that's
That's
right.
good.
So I
Right,
agree
that's
with that.
good.
I've seen that a lot, and I don't think that is. I mean, some women go all the way. I've seen on social
Yeah,
media someone burning their car or bashing their windows. Like that's
trust.
extreme. Yeah, I mean, some of the men I'm like, wow, they hold back. They're great because I think I would have smacked the
Yeah,
hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
get out of here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
So women are
right.
catching up to the abuse physically, emotionally, verbally.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot of them
Hmm.
are toxic as well. So these toxic
Yeah, man.
relationships we need to step
Yeah.
away from. We
And
have to realize the signs. We have to really
yeah,
listen.
yep. And you know what? People probably saw it a lot during this COVID. You know why? Because now I know the divorce rate went up and people are home because now people are home and they're like, oh shit, I married this motherfucker. You know,
Right.
So that
Right.
now, right now, they're really connecting on a 24-hour basis, and now you really get to see who you involved with, and that sends
Right.
triggers. At the end of the day, nothing makes it right, though. Nothing makes it right to put hands on anybody. You know, you
No, I
know,
agree.
yeah, either way.
Yeah, so I mean, a little bit more on the dirt on this topic with the
Yeah.
baby and Dani Leigh. I want to say that
Okay.
she had her brother or and yeah, family friends that you call brothers.
Uh
Kind
huh.
of like did a live, I guess, social media
Oh,
take on it and
really?
say, you don't touch my sister, you don't throw, he kind of was said some words to the baby on social media. That was
Mm.
tacky. You don't do that, don't involve, you just leave it as that because they still got
Yeah.
a co-parent, you know what I mean? And he
Right.
just
Right.
recently responded as in, you know, I'm gonna have you on your he's gonna have that dude's face on his shirt. So now it's becoming more,
Yeah. See.
verbally, and that's not the right path. These young men,
Right.
and they
Right.
just need to co-parent and go their separate ways. They already know they're toxic for each other.
Pretty much.
I want to
Pretty
talk.
much.
I want to tell a
Pretty much.
story that my first incident of being assaulted in this industry. I was
Mm.
14 years old,
Uh huh.
and I want to say a lot of women don't say it. You know why? Because they don't want the look or people talking about them, and it's always the woman's fault. You know what I mean? If she's too
Okay.
sexy or if she was at a
Okay.
certain spot. So let me start with the story. I was 14 years old.
Uh huh.
I was a backup dancer. That's how I started in my career. Well, I was a model first with John Casablanca Elite, but then I
Okay.
started touring on weekends and like spring break and holidays. I was actually on tour with Jim Jonsin. He's the producer now, like a Grammy award rating producer, but back then he was a DJ and rapper. He was a
Ah.
bass rapper. Yes, yes, that's how he started.
Right.
And I was his backup dancer. He asked my mom. It was a weekend. We were going to Florida Keys. I was living in
Wow.
South Florida. And he asked mom, I'm responsible. I got her. He was like 21, 22. So we're young. I'm 14.
Yeah.
So we go down there, we do the show. It's lit. A lot of, celebrities, performing. And of course, it's after parties. So we
Okay.
were at the after party. Everybody was there. At that place that we were at, I'm not for sure. I don't remember. It was like a hotel or like a loft. It was upstairs. I remember having upstairs and downstairs.
Right.
So, people flirting, having a good time, just some natural stuff. And this athlete that was going to go pro, everybody was glorifying and everything. And he was like, we were talking, just vibing, a little flirting, nothing serious.
Okay.
He's like, it's so upstairs. It's so loud down here. And I was like, cool, 14, cool, cool. We're just talking, there was
Right.
no, extra flirting, no touching, no kissing, no nothing. So we
Okay.
go upstairs and we start talking, and then, he kind of like trying to throw himself at me, like he was like on me. And I was like, no, that's not happening. Like,
Mm.
dude, no way. And he was like, don't you know who I am? I said, obviously, yeah, they were all talking about you. I said,
Right.
but
Right.
that's not gonna happen. I was like, I'm not down for that. He had a duffel bag on the side in that room, and he threw money at me, like literally just threw money at me in my
Oh,
face.
really?
And
Oh, that's
he was
tacky.
like, how much? How much? I was like, what? Like, this was all new to me. I was like, what the fuck is this? This guy's psycho. So I was like, nah,
Wow.
I was trying to exit the room. And
Okay.
he tells me, you're not going anywhere. I was like, oh shit. So I'm trying to like, then I was like, I'm 14. I kept
14.
repeating that, I was
Right.
like,
Right.
dude, I'm not with this at all. And he didn't care. He actually,
Mm.
and then I saw the anger in him. And then he
Wow.
threw more money, and then he jumped on me on top of the bed. And he was holding me down, and I started screaming just screaming, like help, screaming, just fucking saying everything. Because remind you, there's loud music, you
Right.
know?
Right.
So Jim Jonsin runs upstairs. I guess he hears me. Thank God he was keeping an ear and an eye for me.
Right.
And he was like, open the door, like, what the fuck? Like, what the, she's 14. That's the first thing he said. And I was like, he don't give a fuck. And then, little words, back and
Mm.
forth. And then more people came to the room, and then we exited out the door and we went back to our hotel. They kept blowing up my phone and was
Mm.
like, how much do you need to be silent? I was like, nothing happened though. They were like, how much do you need to
Still.
be silent? I was like, I'm not going to say nothing. I said, thank God nothing happened. So I'm going to,
Right.
let bygones be bygones, just keep it moving. So when we go home, they blew up my phone for a couple of weeks, like literally, because he was first draft, first pick. He was this big star, you know.
Mm,
I never said anything. They still try to influence me for weeks later, but I never said anything, so they left me alone. Years later, I bumped into him. We crossed paths a few times, never said nothing, and then he finally said, you know, I apologize. Could you forgive me? I said, of course I do. And
right.
then years later on that, like in my 30s, he tried to kick it to me. I was like, dude, that's not happening. You know?
Right now,
So,
yeah. Now that you accept his apology, all right. Well, shit. Let me take a shot while we good.
right,
Right.
we're older now, you know? And I was like,
Right.
that's
Right.
not
Right.
going to happen. But I say that to say this, you know, a lot of young girls, even girls my age, you know, be assaulted and not speak about it. But I hope these men, you know, feel grateful. And he did. I've never seen anything crazy about him, like assaulting any women. Like I
Mm,
never, maybe they were
right.
silent like me. I don't know. He had a
Right.
wonderful career, very successful, retired now. But yeah, I'm glad at 14, I thought about his career. Me being
Right.
assaulted, I still thought about his path, and I didn't want to injure that or inflict any pain, even though
Right.
he was trying to inflict pain on me. At 14 years old, I was thinking that. You know, I was always thinking about the other person,
He was
you know?
cognizant. Right. Which is good. Which is good.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
man, and that could have went a whole different other way if you do other person. You know, okay, so I have a story also. I mean, you and I, we're legends in what we do. So we got lots of stories.
Yes, yes.
I'll give you a story on the other side of that. Back when Full Force was like one of the hottest groups in the country, we tore. You know, I did things that no one was doing. You know, on stage,
Right.
I stripped down to my posing briefs and pose. I mean, you could find it online. It's online. Just put it on
Yeah, he's
YouTube,
half
right?
naked, y'all. Ladies,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I'm just
rip the
doing,
hell out.
yeah, doing my thing. And so my man Bro like Lou, my brother, he would say, "Hey, ladies, we're staying at the so and so hotel room, so and so, so and so, so." We ain't care, we was on our rock thing too. And I
Right.
remember one time I woke up in my hotel room, or I was awakened, and I woke up and there was two young girls in the room. One was on top of me, okay, and I
How
know
young?
they
How young though? Like,
if I was to say how they look, I'd say they
yeah.
look like 16,
Wait,
17.
and how
Couldn't
old
be
were
more than
you?
that. Oh, sure. I must have been about 24, 25 at
Okay.
least. Yeah. And
Right.
they was in my room. One was on me, and they, back in the day, I used to wear a headband, and Elisa, she wore a headband. So both these girls had on headbands. Okay. So I guess they say, hey, we good. We were out on the Paul Anthony headband. And I woke up and I'm like, this shit is crazy. And she said, no, Paul Anthony, I just want to have you. I said, man, I hope I
Wait, you
didn't
didn't
hurt her.
invite them, or you don't remember what happened? Like, what the
No,
fuck is going on?
no, I remember waking up in my room 4 o'clock in the morning and they was in my room. It so happens that they bribed somebody at the front desk to get a key to my room.
Oh,
Now
okay,
back
okay.
then there was no like cell phones, social media and stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And at that point, it didn't matter what age they were. This was crazy because I've seen people, you know, get killed for stuff like that.
Yeah, set
Man,
up,
with,
right.
with one hand, I just knocked this girl. She might have went across the damn room. I don't know. But I said, wham, get off me. I stepped out and I called security. And I,
Amen, right.
and I had them not arrested, but I had them escorted out the hotel, out the building. Now I've had friends in that same situation, and
Fold,
what
right?
yeah, but
Give
what
it,
would
yeah.
happen to them? They would push the girl out, get them out, and because
Uh-huh.
the girl didn't like that, the girl flipped the story and reported on them
Mm,
that they tried to do something to them, and he was jammed up. See what I'm saying?
yeah,
So that
yeah.
situation could have went a whole different other way easily. So suffice to say, there's stuff on both sides, man. It can
Yeah,
go
you see
any
a
kind of
lot.
way, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, you see it a lot in
Yeah,
South Florida. I mean, these girls, they trick, but they
man.
also rob these dudes. Y'all
Yep.
dudes gotta really be careful out here in these
Gotta be
streets.
smart. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, I
Gotta
had
be smart.
a girlfriend that yeah, she passed away, but she was
Mm,
tricking, but she also robbed dudes in Atlanta and moved to Miami. I met her when she moved out here. She was a sweet girl, but she was moving away from what she was doing out there, and they caught up to
right.
her, and she ended up
Okay.
passed. They ended up getting her. So these ladies robbing
Wow.
these dudes, it will catch up to you. You have to stop doing that.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
yeah,
Yep.
that's not a game. Like you're gonna rob the
Yeah,
wrong
man.
dude, and is it worth it? Like, it's none of that's worth it. Robbing
How
anyone.
about that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Trying to
So let's do
steal,
another.
trying to steal our heart, trying to steal innocent Paul Anthony Gloria's heart. What the heck?
They were trying to
Yeah,
get him some. They saw that naked body.
man, please. Anyway,
Oh,
come
yeah,
on,
women
keep going.
lust too. Women lust too. I mean,
Of
yeah.
course,
I mean, they
of
have so many
course.
groupie women and so many groupie
Hmm.
dudes. But
Yeah,
yeah,
gotta be careful, man.
yeah, they're kind of and
Wow,
they're
that's
psychos.
crazy.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want your intake on Wendy
Okay.
Williams allegedly confined to wheelchair and suffering
Mm.
from dementia. So now they're
Wow.
saying that she was suffering for dementia. So what is your intake on that? She
Well,
was
well,
talking fine before. She
yeah,
was coherent. She was great. She had one spill. It could be from
yeah.
exhaustion. It can be from, but I don't think throughout the show. And I've watched. I'm not a
Right,
great fan of her, but I
right,
wish her
right.
well. I am proud that she's very successful from radio
Yeah,
show. She was
yeah.
very. I wasn't a fan of her in the beginning because of she was very targeting towards Spanish and Black
Okay.
celebrities, and
Right, right.
she would just bash everybody. She bashed me since I was a
Sure.
teenager.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
but that's how she got her fame
Right.
was
No doubt.
talking
No
down
doubt.
about people, and people
Yeah.
love gossip and people being
Right.
negative to each other. But this
Yeah.
right here, I don't wish upon anybody. Dementia and confined to a
Yeah.
wheelchair. That's freaking extreme, like, and so fast, right?
Yeah.
That
I see. Yeah. I wonder what brought that on. First of all, sending love and blessings to Wendy and her family. We go back some 20 years. So I know Wendy. And that's rough because then I wonder, was that physically induced? Was there some medication she may have
oh,
been taking that went the wrong
right,
way?
right. I
Because
can see that.
for for it to be as harsh as wheelchair bound, there must be something else going on. And it may not have been medically induced. Maybe it's something that was just laying dormant inside. That's why when I get on my health shit and I try to tell everybody, I try
No,
to tell
you
them,
was right. No,
yeah,
you was
yeah.
right. Medically induced. Don't you
Oh,
was
what?
on point. A
Oh, it
lot of these
was. Okay.
medicines. No, I'm saying in life, if we take
Yep.
care of ourselves, we're not going to get dementia. If we eat right, we won't
Right.
have a lot of these illnesses and stuff like that. But we pollute
Right.
our system. We pollute our body. What is it said?
Big
Like
time.
70%, 80% of people in the United States are on some type of medication, and you
Yeah.
wondering why you have anxiety or high blood pressure with the foods,
Right.
or all of a
Yeah.
sudden you got cancer, and you're like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
healthy, but you take
Right.
medication, but you eat this type of food, you pollute it. So you
Yep.
know um
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
thinking, yeah, that, or
It's
she didn't
something.
obey. Yeah, something happened to her
Something.
for it to
Yeah.
be that extreme so fast, because she was
Yeah.
still witty, she was still on point. There was
Yeah.
nothing there I seen, only that one spill for her to
Mm-hmm.
go that ill, that extreme so fast.
Yeah.
That's
It may
not.
have been something like that. I mean, soon we'll find out. But for it to go that
I mean, we will never
drastic.
find out the truth. I mean, really, who has her back? Her husband is a creep.
Mm,
Who's her real friends? That's what I'm saying in this
right.
industry. I have a few people that are loyal, and I'm like, if I will not kill myself, I will not say this ever. Something ever, that shit's not me. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
Does she
Right.
have those people to really look out for her? And I hope that
Yeah.
she does, that love her for her. I think we all need that, especially in this toxic, industry.
Right, right. See, now's the time where you know who's who and who's really
Yes.
got your back, because especially like she's known for talking stuff, so now people are going to talk shit about her and all that. That
Right.
ain't helping anything.
No.
My father, he had dementia, and I know that's something not to play with. That's something serious, and it leads to other things, you know what I mean,
Right.
that may have
Right.
been laying dormant in the system. So usually something like that, as drastic as the wheelchair and everything, there may have been some medically induced certain things that didn't connect with something else. And,
Right.
as we get older, certain things come back, but that's rough, that's rough for her. But
Yeah, I
I
just
mean,
want to send prayers to her
yeah,
and her son. I know it's probably devastating to her son and her family and
yeah,
friends. Wish her well
yeah,
and blessings, and hopefully she
absolutely.
can, because anything you can recover from anything. And I pray
Yeah,
for her
you can.
fast recovery
Yep.
because I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
yeah,
there's a
anything's
niche for Wendy
possible.
too. Yeah. I mean, there's a niche for Wendy too now. Let's go. I mean, the audience was backing it real strong. So I would assume that she's getting lots and lots of love
I
because,
pray for that because what people
yeah.
portray in front of the screen and showing love doesn't mean they're really taking care of her behind. So I've learned
Right,
that as
right.
well. So
True, true.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah, I was
hope
thinking about her
she's
fans or people, a
yeah, but
lot
I
of,
hope that
yeah.
she's really physically and emotionally people are really taking care of her being and wanting her to
Yeah.
get better.
Yeah, I'm a think I'm gonna throw a phone call in. Yeah, because at the beginning of everything, it's nutrition. What are we eating?
Amen.
How we
Yes,
bring? So I'm gonna give her a call on some of the things that I've done
yes,
to
please
to to
do.
you navigate through. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
never know, that might trigger
See,
something or
but look
yeah.
look how beautiful. Look where you're at. You're like I remember she talked shit about me, but I wish her well. See, people can
I
evolve.
do. Of course.
Yeah.
Listen, I've come a long way, okay?
Yes, yes, you have, and that's
Let's
why I'm always going to do your show because I want people to know the other
oh
other side
yeah.
of you. You know what I mean? I want them to know
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Talking about evolving, let's talk
Uh,
about Kanye West, okay?
oh man.
So I've known Kanye for a long time when he was the backpack and
Yeah.
producing music in New Jersey. DJ Lazy
Yeah.
K actually introduced us.
Yeah.
Humble dude, definitely different guy from then and now.
Exactly.
But we all change and evolve. Smart, witty. I think he's intelligent, very well rounded. But
Yeah.
you know, um, he just has a lot of opinion. And if you can like him or not like him, I think he's very
Yeah.
smart and intellectual.
Yeah.
So now he's made a public statement saying he wants his family back. Very public
Mm,
statement.
mm-hmm.
And knowing that, Kim kind of already has moved on, but still married, you know? So, what
Mm-hmm.
is your intake on that relationship and where do you see that going?
Well, it's hard to see where it's going because we don't know the depth of what caused everything. Sometimes things are said and done that you just can't get past, so we
Right,
don't
right.
know what affected her. Only God can judge.
Amen.
Um, Along with that, life is balance. I have a tattoo, it stands for spiritual harmony and balance. Life is balance. And Kanye, God bless him. I mean, the man's a billionaire. Okay,
Yes,
he's a
yes.
billionaire, but he'll find that success is nothing unless you have someone to really share it with. So
Amen.
now that he's separated, he had a chance to really think about that. I mean,
That's right.
and one love goes to my brother John Monopoly. I remember when Kanye first came into business, he said, I'm trying to make my beast like full force. And the first time I met him, he wouldn't even look me in my eye because he felt he wasn't worthy, because he idolized
Oh,
he idolized us,
that's
But the
beautiful.
man, yeah, yeah, yeah. But the man has made a success unto himself on his own terms, did it his way. He's
Amen.
inspired millions, okay?
Yes.
And just because he has a way of speaking his truth, sometimes it's crazy, but I could identify with that. I always tell people sometimes when people come off crazy, I like fucking when people act crazy because they don't have the
Me
time nor
too.
forethought. They don't have the time nor forethought to be full of shit. You understand? They just come with the
Right.
real.
He
So he
speaks
came
from
in
the
with the
heart.
real.
He's genuine.
That's
He
it. And I
really,
love
when
people
he
like that.
speaks, he believes.
Yeah, and
You
I'm like that
know,
too. Well, with this situation here, there's children. She's
right.
uber successful as well. So
Yes.
we just have to wait and see and send prayers to both of them because at the end of the day, let's balance for the kids. I always go
Right.
there first and foremost. But I really want the best for him because a lot of people are still rooting for him. The fact that he
Yes.
speaks his truth. I'm
Yes.
a fan of anybody who lives their truth. You
Amen.
understand? That's
Yeah.
real. So, but we just don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't know.
we don't know.
My intake on this particular topic with Kanye and Kim, I think that this break is good for them. Sometimes you need to walk away to show them what you lost, to
Boom,
appreciate what you had.
boom.
And I think he sees that and feels that, and then seeing her happy with someone else triggered like, holy shit, now I can lose her. He thought
Right.
maybe she would always be there, maybe,
Hello.
you
Hello.
know. Just because you have kids doesn't mean you have to be together, you know.
That's right.
And sometimes it's
Absolutely right.
better apart because it's so toxic and the
Yep.
kids get affected with it. So
Right.
sometimes it's super better to have
Yeah.
co-parenting. It's not the ending of the world, you know.
No,
um,
absolutely. I totally agree. I remember with my first marriage, when it ended, I always maintained the fact that happy mother means happy children.
right.
Sometimes as
Yes.
men, we get caught up, but yo, I don't want to give her child support because she's gonna spend that shit on that other dude. Stop the bullshit. It don't matter.
Right.
Happy mother means happy children. You know what I mean? So just because you guys may not stay together, don't mean you can't sustain something balanced for the children. Now, I mean,
Right.
my first wife, we're best of friends. You know what I mean? We're cool and we vibe. So yeah, at the end of the day. But getting back to Kanye and Kim, I'm just wondering what brought it to that level because I mean they're both the epitome of success as a couple.
But that doesn't mean happiness. People,
It sure don't. It sure
success
don't.
is you make what you feel like success. Me, success
Right.
is happiness, my children happy, I'm at
Right.
peace at heart, not financially. People get
Right.
yeah, people got this format of success. You have to be famous, you got to have this many followers. That's not fucking success.
Hell no.
Okay,
Hell no.
my
Right.
success is my children are healthy, my children are happy, uh,
Right.
under a need for roof. It doesn't matter what size it is.
That's right. That's right.
And you have peace of mind with your relationship, that you have friendship. And I mean, look, they're both what, billionaires basically,
Yep.
and they're both very unhappy with each other and with life and looking
Yeah.
for happiness and love. And she found happiness in another guy. And you see her glow back. You see her
Right.
spirit is lifted. And that's
Right.
super important. You can't buy that.
No,
That's
you
where,
can't. Right. And that's what I meant. But they look successful when I see them together. When I see them together, they look successful in life and in love. To me,
right.
that's like you said, that's the epitome of success. Can you wake up with joy? There's a difference
Yes.
between being happy and being joy. Joy comes from within. You can
Amen.
get a nice car and be happy. Nice, I'm happy.
Yes.
But do you have that twin flame? Do you have that energy
Hmm.
that comes from within? And maybe, like you said, it takes separation for him to realize that, I need that. Only time will tell if it's too late or not. And of course, he's an attractive dude. I mean, he's got personality. There's going to be women that want to balance him and give him his glow back also. But he's
Right.
not there yet. He's like, can I get this back?
Well, I'm
He's,
I'm sure he did it and it wasn't the same. I'm sure he did it and it wasn't the same. He was
hmm
testing the waters, she was testing the waters, and he saw that
right,
he wants her back. And she
right,
tested
right,
the waters and she's like, "Oh, I'm happy over here." And he's like, "Oh shit, I need my
right.
family back.
Sure,
I
sure,
was
sure.
just playing over here. I
Right,
wasn't
right,
serious, but you're getting
right,
serious over there."
right.
So
And we
that's the
have to see.
difference.
We're gonna have to wait to see also because Kim may be like, this is cool. You came
Right.
through for a season, but I don't know if you're
Right,
here for a
that can
lifetime.
happen too. Right, that can
Yeah,
happen
yeah,
too. I mean,
yeah. We have to see.
sometimes
hmm
women need to sow their oats too, baby.
Well, see, listen. Sometimes women sow their oats just as much as men do.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
let's keep it
I
twisted. They may lie
agree. I
better.
seen.
They may lie better. Say, nigga, don't believe your eyes. Listen.
That's too funny.
But me and you got both. We got views on the opposite sides. That's why this is beautiful.
I love it. I love it. I
But
want to do
yeah,
one last topic before we go.
sure,
Your
sure,
intake and
sure.
my intake, and this is one of the questions that get a lot of DMs and stuff about.
hmm
Joe Buttons actually made a comment on his podcast stating that he likes boys and girls now.
Oh, I think I heard that.
Yes, yes,
I heard
yes.
something like that.
Yeah, and it went
Hmm.
viral, that yeah, he likes boys and girls. So your take, my intake. Let me go first with
Oh,
this one.
yeah, you go first. So pave the way.
So since we have dated when I was like, in my mid 20s, there is no inkling that I ever seen that he liked boys. I never blew on his booty or like nothing, none of that. There was no, there was none of that. Okay. So, yeah, no, no. Do I believe it? I don't know what his sexual preferences of what he's been doing these last years, but my intake on it is that I think he's doing it for the clickbait, honestly. Um,
Ah.
and it's sad that it went viral, that people are so consumed with your sex life. People are so consumed with if you're bi, if you're trans, and that shouldn't be viral. What should be viral? How great of a dad, how he changed, how he's not into drugs, how he's successfully co-parenting with his
Hmm.
baby mom. That should go viral. Not that he says, I mean,
Well,
he's kind of
maybe,
proved a
well,
point.
maybe went viral because he's so alpha. You know what I mean? Like you would never think that. You know what I mean?
He
And
said it because he knew it was going to go viral and clickbait. He knew it. He
so
knew
you're
it.
saying, that he knew that, but then you're saying at some point in time he's going to retract that.
I feel that in my heart. I really do.
Yeah.
That's my intake on it. I mean,
Right.
maybe someone turned him out. I don't know, but I don't believe that in my heart. I don't. And then later, he posts like a video with a voluptuous black woman,
Uh huh.
beautiful, in the sea on a boat. You know what I'm saying?
Really.
So yeah, because I was getting a lot of hits and people were like, I knew he was and he flirted with me when I was like, no, he
Right.
didn't. He was a liar. You know what I'm
Right. Right.
saying?
Right.
People
Well,
want to insinuate stuff, but
well,
yeah,
then
in my
so
intake.
here's a twist for you. Here's a twist for you.
Okay.
So people don't say what you just said. How do you know Joe ain't going to make sure he's seen with a guy to add more validity to the fire? He may say, "Okay, I may have to go ahead and go all the way in, so
Right.
to keep this going."
Mm. Okay, this
And
is
then
okay.
go ahead, go ahead.
What I say about that, if you like men, then so be it. Be who you are.
Right,
That's fine.
right,
But
right.
don't portray something that you're not, that will influence others thinking that maybe I am. Live
Mm-hmm.
your truth, but don't
Right,
do it for clickbait. Don't do it for likes. Don't do it for more people to subscribe to your podcast.
right, right.
I don't think that's I don't think that's living your truth, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're supposed to spew out there in the world. You're a
Right, right,
confident
right.
man. You have two boys. But if that's who you are, then so be it. Then we'll applaud you. Then you keep it moving. I don't think that it should have been announced.
Right,
If you love a man and you're in love, then you can say, I'm in love with this man. Not that I'm fucking men or
right,
sucking or
right,
whatever the case
right,
may
right,
be.
right, right, right,
Like,
right. Well,
why
see,
is that a top?
but see, you're going there because you have an advantage over most. You know Joe Button and you know Joe's button. Okay, so you're
Right.
like, okay, so you're like,
You
he
stupid,
just,
yo. You stupid. You
so
stupid.
you're like, nah,
You
he just
stupid.
saying this shit. He ain't, nah. I don't know.
Listen,
We're
I
gonna see.
listen, let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I've
All
been
right, what's
with
up?
men or dated people that I'm like, that
Right,
man likes boys. Like, you just know. I mean, I know.
right.
There's certain things in the bed you're like, oh, he had to have dated men before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And you see
right,
things, and when you're intimate and you have that connection, we had that connection. It was a passionate relationship. And
right.
and I'm sure that me and him are gonna, have that conversation about a
You
relationship and how
probably
we
will.
met. Yes, yes, yes.
Right,
And
right.
we was very, connected as talking. We had a really deep
Yeah,
relationship.
he's a communicator. He's a
Yeah,
communicator.
very much
Yeah.
so.
Right.
I never got that from him, but you never know
Really.
because it was a long time ago. People do change, and if he is, I applaud him living his truth. If he's not, then I'm sad that he had to do that for clickbait.
I
Yeah.
believe there's more. I believe like yourself. I think there's more people that's going to believe. Nah, he's just doing this for attention, which is probably going to force Joe to say, "Well, let me go out and make sure I'm seen with some dude or I'm talking to some dude to lend validity to it." Because at the end of the thing, Joe's known for keeping it real.
Right.
So if you don't follow
Exactly.
through on this, it's gonna be like, yo, what's up, Joe? You just do that for it. He's not the type that would do such for clickbait, is he? He don't seem like that type, does he? I mean, I don't know. You know him. He don't seem like the type that do that, or is he?
Yeah, he does things for wow factor. Of course he does. Yes, of
Yeah.
course he does. Yes, yes, yes. But not
This,
to this extreme. This is pretty
yeah,
deep.
this is for your ass. This is a
This is
wild fact
pretty
for your
deep,
ass. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Joey.
don't know. I don't know.
Joey.
My man, Joe Budden. My love, baby. It's all good.
So,
We'll see.
thank
Man.
you for joining the My Take, Your Take, and I hope you enjoy. We're gonna have more of My Take Intake on Just Glow podcast, and yeah, don't forget to
Absolutely.
subscribe, ask questions, and we'll answer on your take and my take. So,
Yeah.
Just glow.
One love. Hold
Oh
on,
wait,
wait, wait, wait.
you gotta
I give him a little
sing.
something. Let me give him a little. Let me get Hollywood on this shit. Hold on, man, so they don't
Oh
forget
my
what full
god, oh
force
my god,
brand.
oh my
Just a
god.
little something. Let me see. Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way, yeah. And baby, ooh, baby, oh, baby, yes, I love you. I really do. Mm. Keep it glowing, y'all.
Yes.
Mm. Uh.
I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Glow.
Wait, say Just Glow
It
podcast. Say it.
easy, play it easy. Keep it right there, keep it right there on Glow Podcast. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, Gloria, you got to tell them.
Yes.
I was
Don't
wondering when
forget.
you gonna say it's alright, it's alright. Close podcast. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright now. Close it out, baby.
Yes.
Had to give him a
And
little bit
don't
of that.
forget, I love it. I
Mm.
love it. Great energy. I love your voice. And don't forget, you're
Okay.
just glow. Just
Just
glow.
glow. Keep it glowing. Y'all already know. See y'all
Amen.
next time, okay?